Vermain lines it into left center. It's a walk-off. Johnson's coming from third. And with that, for the fourth time in the last 6 seasons, the San Diego Padres are headed back to the postseason in 2025.
From MLB.com, this is the Morning Lineup Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Castrovins. Today is Tuesday, September 23rd, and the postseason begins 1 week from today. But you could say that the playoffs are already happening, as we still got teams jockeying for spots and seeding and hoping to avoid a mathematical mess. So coming off a light schedule of games on Monday's slate, let's get you caught up on everything you need to know about baseball today by going over what's at stake between now and Sunday. Let's get to it. We know enough to know we don't know enough. With only 6 days left in the regular season, the only divisions that have been clinched are the NL East by the Phillies and the NL Central by the Brewers. The only American League team to clinch a postseason spot so far is the Blue Jays, whose magic number to clinch the AL East is at 4. Of course, this is the time of year when clinches can pop up all over the place. The Dodgers and Cubs had put themselves on the NL's October dance card in recent days, and on Monday the Padres had a chance to join them when they opened a home set against the Brewers, needing just one win to clinch a postseason spot. It was 3-3 after 9, it was 4-4 after 10. The Brewers loaded the bases in the top of the 11th, but Bradley Rodriguez induced an inning-ending double play, and in the bottom of the inning, with a runner at third, catcher Freddie Fermin decided it was time to pop the corks in Petco Park.
First pitch, Fermin swings, lines it into center field. That'll do it. Freddie Fermin walks it off as Bryce Johnson scores, and the Padres are headed back to the playoffs in 2025.
The Padres prevailed 5-4 to clinch at least a wild card spot. They've won 3 in a row and are within 2.5 games of the NL West leading Dodgers, though LA does hold the tiebreaker in that race. The greatest NL intrigue right now resides in the race for the final wild card spot. Going into today's play, the Cincinnati Reds hold that spot by virtue of a tiebreaker with the Mets. And tonight, they open a home series against the last place Pirates at 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time on MLB.TV, while the Mets are on the road against the playoff-bound Cubs and their NL Rookie of the Year candidate, starter Cade Horton, at 7:40 Eastern Time, 6:40 local on TBS. Then you've got the Diamondbacks, who despite a summer sell-off are somehow only a game back of the Reds and Mets, but also drew a tough assignment tonight, opening a home series against the Dodgers with Shohei Ohtani on the hill in the 9:40 Eastern, 6:40 local matchup, which you can also check out on MLB.TV. Long story short, on paper, it looks like a good opportunity today for Terry Francona's Reds to improve their odds of reaching October. But that's why they play the games, folks. With all due respect to that wild card battle in the National League, the absolute most captivating playoff race right now is in, shockingly, the American League Central. I say shockingly because not only did the Tigers have a 15.5 game lead on the Guardians in early July, and not only did they have a 10.5 game lead entering September, but they were 6.5 games up on Cleveland just 1 week ago today. Tonight, the Tigers travel to Progressive Field to take on the Guardians again and try to pull themselves out of the mess they've made with their stunning September spiral. Their once robust AL Central edge is down to a single game. The Guardians have won 15 of their last 17, including a 3-game sweep in Motown last week.
High pop, book it. The Guardians come to Detroit and sweep the Tigers. Oh boy, are things getting tight and interesting.
If the Guardians win a single game in this series this week, they will hold the AL Central tiebreaker over Detroit. If they take 2 of 3, they'll come out of it with a 1-game lead and the tiebreaker. If they sweep it, they'll have a 2-game lead and the tiebreaker entering their final weekend home series against the Rangers. If the Tigers sweep the series, they will clinch the Central right there in Cleveland. If they take 2 of 3, they'll walk out with a 2-game edge, entering their final series on the road against the Red Sox. The Guardians are trying to join the 1914 Boston Braves, the so-called Miracle Braves, who won the World Series, as the only teams to erase a league or division deficit of 15 games or more and pull into first place. The largest division deficit ever erased was the 14-game hole filled by the 1978 Yankees against the rival Red Sox. So history is indeed at stake at 6:40 Eastern Time tonight when Cleveland's hard-throwing former first-round pick Gavin Williams and his 3.06 ERA go up against the great Tarek Skubal, winner of the 2024 AL Cy Young Award and a clear candidate for this year's Cy as well. And then there's the wild card race in the American League. Right now, the Guardians and Astros are tied for the final spot, but the Guardians hold the tiebreaker there. The Red Sox are a game up on both of those teams in the second spot. Tonight, the Astros open a series in West Sacramento against the A's, while the Red Sox are in Toronto to face the first-place Blue Jays, who need any combination of wins or Yankees losses that add up to 4 to nail down the AL East. As for the Yankees, they are just one win away from clinching a playoff spot as they host the White Sox tonight. Meanwhile, the American League West is just about settled after the Mariners swept the Astros over the weekend. Seattle needs any combination of wins and Astros losses that adds up to 3 to win the West for the first time since 2001. And the AL MVP might still be at stake too. Aaron Judge clearly has the superior offensive stats overall, but Cal Raleigh's record-breaking power production from the Mariners' catching spot could earn him votes among those who place a greater emphasis on the value of the catching position. And what if he swings the Mariners into an AL West clincher, not unlike 2022 when he hit a walk-off homer to clinch the club's first playoff spot in a generation?
A drive deep to right field, down the line. The Mariners win this game 2-1. The dream lives. They're going to the playoffs. The drought is over.
Raleigh enters the week just 4 home runs shy of Judge's single-season American League record of 62. If he reaches that mark, or even just reaches the big 6-0, a milestone only reached 9 other times in history, then voters might just have to consider this the year of the Big Dumper. Coming up, the Cardinals and Giants aren't quite out of the mathematical mix just yet. We'll talk about them after the break. The Cardinals entered Monday night 4 back of a wild card spot and the Giants 3 back, which means they are both in that 1 in a million Jim Carrey, so you're saying there's a chance phase of the season. Their best hope is to win out, but someone had to lose when the two clubs opened a series at Oracle Park on Monday night. Justin Verlander, who had put together a vintage performance of late, was staked to an early 4-2 lead by his Giants teammates. But with a runner aboard in the 5th inning, Ivan Herrera had his number.
Herrera swings and it's a high fly ball. Deep center field. Back to the wall. It's a gunner. Herrera ties the game.
From there, the Cardinals took advantage of some shaky San Francisco defense and staved off a late Rafael Devers homer in a 6-5 victory. Elsewhere, Michael Harris II drove in 3 runs, Ronald Acuna Jr. homered, and NL Rookie of the Year candidate Drake Baldwin drove in a pair as the Braves thumped the visiting Nationals 11-5. The win did not come without a cost for the Braves, who lost second baseman Ozzie Albies to a fractured hamate bone in his left hand after he fouled off a pitch in the 3rd inning. Prior to that game, the Braves announced that they've signed Charlie Morton to a major league deal so that he can retire with the team at season's end. The 41-year-old veteran hurler had been released by the Tigers a day earlier. He was drafted by the Braves way back in 2002 and won a World Series with them in 2021. Congrats to Uncle Charlie on a long and terrific career. That's all for today's show, but as we laid out for you earlier, there's a lot of what essentially qualifies as playoff baseball taking place tonight, from that first pitch of Tigers Guardians at 6:40 Eastern Time, all the way to that last out of the Astros game out in Sacktown. Do whatever it takes to not miss a moment. I'm talking screens on top of screens on top of screens. It's bad for your eyes, but good for your baseball soul. Matt Monaghan will be back to recap it all tomorrow. Until next time, thanks for listening. Please be sure to leave us a rating and review. Share this episode with the baseball lovers in your life, and have a great day, everyone. Oh, and happy birthday to Bruce Springsteen, who I know is listening.